Hello guys, so this video I would like to show you how I fix this broken LCD monitor for the GoPro Session 5. I'm lucky that I have spares here inside here. There is spare here, so I'm gonna replace it. The way I remove the case, the outer case from the guts is I use a candle here. If you want to know how, you can see another video that I had done earlier, and I will put the link in the top left corner here. If you can see the pop-up screen, just click on the link and you will direct to the video of how I remove this outer case. So the tool we need is that we need to screw out this. This is just a tiny Phillips screw head, which is common. You can find the tiny Phillips screwdriver. But what seems to be a problem is here. That is the torqued head screw, which is requires special screwdriver like this. So the size is T3 torqued screwdriver. So if you can find that size, you can work on it. The first of all, we have to desolder this battery out. Alright, now I have desoldered the battery cable here. It's just a simple soldering skill, so I'm not going to go in details. And then you just pull it out. It has been attached with just a thin two-sided tape, which I used to disintegrate disassemble this GoPro before, so the two-sided tape has been much gone. And then now it's the time for all the screwdrivers, and you have to pop out all the linkage, the harness. There are many harnesses you have to know. There's one here, and at this step there's just one harness here. So let's screw it out. Don't forget to take a photo of each screw and its position like this. I will take some kind of photo similar to this, just to remember which kind of screw length for which hole. As you can see that for this hole, the screw is quite long. I will show you. Yeah, there you go. Yes, the long screw example, and there's another short screw. Yeah, just for the first layer. There are already many type of screw length. Yeah, there are two types already, and there is some more type of length inside. So at this step, now it seems like you can peel the first layer off. I would rather use my fingernail in order to not damage any chips on the another side. And then be careful, there is another linking harness here. Can you see that? There's a harness here too. Pop it out. Yeah, pop it out first before you damage it. And then there is another harness, I guess here. Now you can see it. Here is another harness on the underside of first layer. For the first layer, now we can okay. The first layer, this side is inserted into the front case, so you cannot just peel it out this way. You must pull it out this way, like that. And there is another harness. Where is it? Okay. And there's another harness here. Here. But it's not that hard to bring it out. Here, another harness. So there are 3 harnesses already for just the first layer. And this is a good component, so I will leave it here. Do not touch it. And then we have to disassemble next component. And if you can see here, this is just a plastic piece that you can pop out easily. There's a hinge here, like a Lego. And then there are more screws. Here, another 2, and for this size there is 3 of it. 1, 2, and 3, and 4 here. And for the top side there is another one here. Here's it. So let's screw it out. So if you can see, for the second layer, this screw thread has a larger pitch than the previous one, so be careful. So then this piece of equipment is inserted in here, so you can pull it out. Just be careful that this harness is clinged in this position, so you have to be careful when you pull it out. Just that. So the second layer, just the battery guard, and then you will see inside that like this. Then just another layer is attached by one screw here, and then another one is here, and another one is here, at this position. There's another screw here, just so 3 screws for the third layers. And once you have unscrewed it, and you can remove this third layer out like this, and you can and I can just replace all this chunk, or you can I think I will replace all the chunk because the LCD screen is attached to this plastic case, and I don't want to bother bring it out. Just attach it like that with some kind of glue, so I don't want to bother pull a good LCD monitor out of the case and just put it into another case with a glue. I just replace the whole chunk So when you put the new part in, it's easier to know which direction you have to put it in. Just notice that where the USB-C socket is, and just put it on the side with the SD card lid. It is on the same side like that. Just make sure that every equipment is in its position before you insert it in. Okay, it should be like this, and okay, it should be like this. And for these two pieces, and in order to assemble it together again, you have to know that you have to put this heatsink plate first before this piece, because this hinge here must be on the inner side. I will show you like this. Yeah, so you put it first, and the hinge will perfectly align with a screw socket here. And then when you pull, and then when you insert this piece, it will cover up that plate like that. This is the correct way, but you don't have to put this piece in before the outer layer. I will show you on the next step. So when it comes to inserting this piece of equipment, due to it connected with this and another piece here on the back side, and is pain in the ass if you insert this piece into its position first, and then I will show you how hard it is if you put it in the right order. And then you have to connect this harness to the back of this PCB, and you cannot be sure that it has been connected correctly. So the way I do is just I connect this harness first, and kind of like that, and kind of inserted both PCBs, both pieces into its position. I hope. Oh, come on. Into its position here, and then when it in position, I lock this PCB first. And there is another harness here, so yeah, there's another harness here, so I can connect the two harness at this step. Come on. And this harness is just it will be in its line only when this PCB just aligned with where it should be. So you can just push the PCB in its position, and it should the harness socket should insert it perfectly. And then I will lock this PCB in place using its screw. And then another one on the top, the shorter screw, the shorter Phillips screw. Come on, it's just time consuming when you're dealing with tiny parts. Then when everything is in place, I will just dealing with these tiny parts, the smaller parts here, and should be in its position, right? Yep, that's it. Sure. There you go. And then just insert this piece of plastic inside. There is a foam on top of the piece, and there also caution tape, just like on this side of the PDB, the PCB. Yeah, just insert it in, and then connect the harness here. Pretty tricky. Come on, come on, is it in already? Yep, now it's. You don't have to super tight the screw. When it's in and you feel that there is now force, just leave it there. There's no much space for it to move or unscrew inside the very tight case of Session anyway. Otherwise it will damage the plastic case. Finally, the last harness, and then I will solder the battery back in place and test it. It's another pain in the ass when you fix Sessions, because you have to desolder it, fix it, and when you finish fixing it, you have to solder the battery back to test it. Okay, now my battery is connected to the PCB and SD card is in place, so it's time to test it. Just first, let's see if it's work. Okay, now it's working. Okay, nice, nice, beautiful. Oh man. Okay, okay, okay. Damn, I like it. And we start to record. Yep, yep. Whoppa, whoppa. Okay, now it's fixed. I will remove the SD card out and put it back in the case, which is, what is it? Okay, do not worry. This part is the critical part that you don't want to peel it out, because it's the glue, the factory glue. You need to put it back into place as much as possible and hope that there is such sticky black things all around the edges of the case, and because when you heat it, this thing will melt and becomes a glue again. So let's lit up the fire. So when you insert all the guts inside the case again, what the fuck? Why is it? I push this button by accident. What the hell? I put it in. Okay, be careful that there are many chips, tiny, small, like a dust particle chip. Just be careful. If you feel it got stuck, just squeeze it on another side that is not, there's nothing interfere with in the way. And be careful with this harness here, it easily got stuck, and so you might have to squeeze it in just for this position. Got stuck by this harness, so be careful for this harness. Yep, it's in. Okay, no SD card. Okay, cool. Just turn off, and you close. You put it inside, and you close the SD card lid. You heat it up again. Just close to the fire, just close to the flame, but not touch the flame. That should be enough. That should be hot enough. Okay, now I think it's heated up much enough, and then you press it. Just fucking press it. And wait it until it cool. I don't know how long, just maybe 30 seconds, 1 minute. And be careful because the front case is pretty damn hot. Do not touch it with the bare finger. And now just check that the glue is locked the case perfectly. So I squeeze the edge on each side, each corner, to check whether anything is moving or not, and it seems pretty legit, so it should be good. So that's it, and then just put back the front protective the front protective cover, and that's it. Thank you for watching, and I hope you're not breaking your GoPro session, because it's you know how to fix it, but it's just pain in the ass.